Good morning and welcome. It's going to be a Nabeen Yug for the BJP, a generational change. The puns write themselves because Nitin Nabeen is going to take over as the new BJP president today. Unopposed, that entire process is going to culminate in a formal announcement due to take place in just about half an hour from now. The bigwigs of the party have already started reaching the BJP headquarters. I'm Padmaja Joshi. In a while from now, my colleague Vasudha is going to be joining us from the BJP headquarters as well. Let's cut straight across to those live images that we are getting. All the top party leaders already there. You've got Amit Shah, who arrived just a while ago. Others like Rajnath Singh, the Prime Minister himself, expected in just a while. And these 2 days of the entire process to get a new BJP president has been dubbed as the Sangathan Parv. Now, there you see in the front row as well, all the chief ministers from BJP rules. Pushkar Dhami from Uttarakhand, Bhupendra Patel, Nayab Singh Saini from Haryana. You've got former Chief Minister of Assam and now Union Minister Sarbanand Sonowal, Brijesh Pathak, all of them in the front row. Tarun Chugh there has taken the stage, and taking the stage also from the BJP headquarters is my colleague Vasudha Venugopal. Any moment now, this Sangathan Parv will see its culmination with the arrival of the Prime Minister. Of course, among the nominations we had BJP chief ministers and of course one from the parliamentary board, which includes the PM himself. Vasudha.
Well, Padmaja, it's an important day for all BJP Karyakartas. This is a party that began with its roots in 1951 in Jansangh. It has had several presidents, including Atal Bihari Vajpayee, L.K. Advani, Murli Manohar Joshi, and several other people, Venkaiah Naidu and Nitin Gadkari, Rajnath Singh, Amit Shah, and now finally Nitin Nabeen. He's the youngest president of the BJP and also somebody from Bihar. So lots of first time for the BJP, and here all the Karyakartas are waiting for the Prime Minister to come. Tarun Chugh, who's one of the General Secretaries of the party, is taking care of the stage, and the Chief Ministers and the MPs are seated on the other side. The Karyakartas are sitting on this side. There's a lot of enthusiasm. Let me speak to some people here. आप बताइए कि आप लोग उत्साहित हैं, क्या उम्मीदें हैं आपको न्यू प्रेसिडेंट से?
See, you can see this atmosphere, this electrifying atmosphere, and you can see the enthusiasm among the workers of BJP over here, and I'm sure that under the experienced leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi's vision, the Nitin Nabeen ji's youth leadership will take this party to the next level.
You're a young person. Are you happy that a young person has been made the president?
This is a very happy moment, क्योंकि ये इससे ज़्यादा अच्छी बात क्या हो सकती है कि पार्टी जो दुनिया की विश्व की सबसे बड़ी पार्टी.
Which state are you from?
I am from Delhi.
So he's from Delhi, but there are also women from Andhra Pradesh here. Ma'am, you're from Andhra Pradesh. Are you happy that a person who's relatively younger is now the president? What is your expectation? It's in Andhra Pradesh. It's an alliance government. What is your expectation?
Yeah, definitely we are all happy that the world's largest party is having the youngest national president, and also it is an example set to the whole world that even a youngest leader can lead the party, like a nation like Bharat.
So it will also set out an example. आपको क्या उम्मीदें हैं सर नए प्रेसिडेंट से, नए अध्यक्ष से क्या एक्सपेक्टेशन?
नए अध्यक्ष जो हैं युवा हैं, नौजवान हैं, तजर्बेकार हैं, उनसे बहुत सारी उम्मीदें हैं. जिस तरह से हमारी पार्टी तरक्की करती जा रही है, उसमें और वो तरक्की करेंगे और उसको बढ़ाएंगे और फैलाएंगे. जिन स्टेटों में हम नहीं जीते आज उससे भी जीतेंगे.
एंड आपको क्या उम्मीद है?
देखिए, भारतीय जनता पार्टी के 45-57 हुए हो गए और भारतीय जनता पार्टी के यशस्वी माननीय श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने 45 वर्ष के रूप में ही 45 वर्ष के राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष को अगर चुनाव के रूप में संगठन ने जो चुना है नवीन नितिन जी को, ये एक युवाओं के अंदर जोश का है और युवाओं में ऊर्जा आएगी और भारतीय जनता पार्टी जैसे
युवाओं में ऊर्जा आएगी. That is one of the main things that they are talking about. Remember, he's the youngest president of the BJP, also somebody for the first time from Bihar. There's a lot of jostling that's happening. A lot of people want to get in here. Security protocols have been put in place, and Tarun Chugh is sort of on the stage. The Prime Minister Padmaja is expected anytime soon. There are many challenges for Nitin Nabeen as well, because this is a difficult year in terms of elections that are coming up. West Bengal and Assam. But yet, there is also an expectation that this is a party of processes, it's a party of organization, and that probably will be his focus area.
Just us tell you a little bit about the process. Yesterday, you had the returning officer for this election, K. Lakshman. He accepted 37 sets of nomination papers, all of which were backing Nitin Nabeen's candidature. 36 of these came from the state, and one of them came from the parliamentary party. And parliamentary party, basically, that's why you'd seen all the top leaders, the MPs, ministers, people like Rajnath Singh, Amit Shah, there being present for the nomination. What is important is that this entire process was unopposed, and which is why you will see a lot of politics now play out, because when the Congress president was being chosen at the time when Mallikarjun Kharge was being chosen, Vasudha, and before I bring you back in on this, let me also introduce senior journalist Aarti Jaira joining us now. We also have Ajit Jha, our consulting editor, here with us in the studio. Already the Congress is saying, boss, you didn't even put up a pretense, Aarti Jairat, of electing rather. This was more a selection than election. So you're going to hear plenty of this. हमने तो खड़गे जी का चुनाव किया था, आपने तो ऐसे ही ऊपर से उनको पैराशूट कर दिया.
Well, I mean, technically, even Kharge's election was just it's just for name's sake, really, because it was very clear who the Gandhis wanted as party president, and everybody in the party knew that, which is why Shashi Tharoor was just a token kind of candidate to oppose Kharge. You know, in most parties, I think the president does, see, either they are run by families or they are, the party president gets chosen. And this is particularly true when a party is in power in government. Because, it's a very difficult balance to strike between the party and the government. And for the prime minister, it is very, very important that the party president be somebody who is on the same page as him and who does not disturb the government's functions, policies, governance, and so on. So I think, it has to be a chosen person rather than an elected person, because this person has to be able to get, to walk in step with the government. Okay. That is very, very key. And if you notice, I mean, throughout history, whether it was Indira Gandhi when she was prime minister or Vajpayee when he was prime minister, the party president was always handpicked by them.
Yes.
So that, they got somebody who they could work with.
Absolutely. And the working of the party and the government has to be critical, that they are working in lockstep, and especially at a time when politics is a 24/7 business. Politics is extremely fractious, and more importantly, there is this overwhelming feeling that, हम यहाँ पर आपकी सेवा के लिए आए हैं. At any time, all leaders are going to be in call. So you need that machine to be working 24/7. But like we said, this is a Sangathan Parv. That's what the two-day process has been called. What are the preparations in place? Vasudha took stock of that earlier. Let's play that out for you.
It's a new innings for the BJP. Nitin Nabeen is going to be appointed formally the president of the party. It's a generational shift for the party, but one thing that remains consistent and constant is the idea of food, something that's so important to all of us. And this is the preparation that's going around. It's really nice and warm here on a cold morning, and some very delicious looking matar ki sabzi is being made, and you can see the fumes there, and I can tell you it's smelling very nice. And a lot of aloo has been peeled and kept, and aloo ki sabzi, which is seen as a signature dish of all BJP functions, is also being made. Yes, there's dal that's almost ready. Of course, the tadka has to come in right now, and that's going to happen sometime later. There's some amazing palak that's being made, and yes, the rotis, the misi rotis, are also being done on one side. If you see, those are being kneaded, the dough is being kneaded, and yes, the salad has also been cut. It's been made ready. So it's going to be a full course meal, a nourishing meal for anybody who's going to come in now. A lot of Karyakartas from across the country have come in, and the stage is all set for the formal announcement of Nitin Nabeen as the president of the BJP, and the wait is for the Prime Minister here.
You know, one thing is always standard, irrespective of whether it is celebrating an election victory, whether you are preparing for the president to be sworn in or to be announced, the kitchen keeps working. One should also ask, ये kitchen का जो contract है, ये in-house है, कौन है ये लोग जिनका हमेशा ये kitchen चलता रहता है, लड्डू बनते रहते हैं, जलेबियां तलती रहती हैं वहाँ पे. But Ajit Jha, it's important. You know, the fact that now you need a president who is going to be completely in sync. This is an election machine that the BJP has put in place. They are focusing not just on 2029 but on 2034, and over the next 8 years he needs to ensure that they are winning election after election. You've got 4 elections in states, 1 union territory this year. Next year you've got the big one in Uttar Pradesh and you've got Punjab also. Ajit Jha.
Absolutely. You know, the top, what makes Nitin Naveen in the future, what will make him a good president is the fact that he comes from Bihar, first president of the BJP from Bihar, and now look at the entire eastern India. Most of the elections, the important 2 elections are in Assam and West Bengal, and therefore you need a focus. That's the area. Bengal is one election where the BJP really needs to put its act together. It needs a person who has a stronghold within West Bengal. In fact, if you take the border areas of West Bengal, most of the districts, whether it's Asansol, Bardhaman, that entire area is basically filled with Bihari workers.
Yeah.
And remember, Trinamool selected Shatrughan Sinha and Kirti Azad as MPs. So that's where Nitin Nabeen becomes very important. Number 2, he's young, he has a lot of energy, he's a very cool person. He doesn't ever lose his temper, which is very important when, organizational elections are happening. And at the same time, when you're facing assembly elections, which are fierce. And
just to point out to our viewers, that's the picture of him arriving just about 5 minutes ago. Nitin Nabeen is at the BJP headquarters. Please finish your point, Ajit Ji.
If you look at him, he looks like a very simple person. He's the caste from Bihar, which actually doesn't have much votes, but a very influential community in Bihar itself. But if you look at his record, he has won from Bankipur almost 5 times. First time, of course, was a by-election from Patna West. But after that, absolutely, 4 consecutive elections. Now, given the fact that, the BJP has been in power, of course, in the last 20 years, but it's the JDU which runs the government. It's important that you have a person who wins successive elections, that also from Patna. And the other factor is his father, Naveen Prasad Sinha, a very respected leader of the BJP from Bihar. So, that gives him both a kind of heritage, youth at the same time, his personality. And as you rightly pointed out, Padmaja, he will be in sync with both Amit Shah ji and Prime Minister Modi. And that is very important, given, as you said, from now, between now and 2029, there are a series of elections, 7 elections in, for example, 2027. UP, as you pointed out, Goa, Gujarat, several of these states where the BJP has been in power for a while.
Uttarakhand. Punjab, all of them in 2027. But the big one, of course, is going to be Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand. All eyes are going to be on that. Let me bring in Aishwarya as well. A young leader, what are the kind of preparations that have already been done to get the team Nitin Nabeen in place? Aishwarya.
Well, certainly at the BJP headquarters, the atmosphere is electrifying. It's a long-awaited, wait for the BJP workers to have its new president. And finally, it's the time today. It's the culmination of the Sangathan Parv 2024 as the BJP time to get its new president, and Nitin Nabeen will be officially announced from the BJP headquarters. Let me show you these quick visuals from the BJP headquarters where thousands of Karyakartas have gathered over here in large numbers, and it is, Vinod Tavade just informed that Nitin Nabeen has arrived at the BJP headquarters, and soon it will be the Prime Minister who would be arriving as well. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh and Home Minister Amit Shah has already arrived along with several chief ministers and deputy chief ministers of different BJP ruled states. And first, Prime Minister JP Nadda, Home Minister and Nitin Nabin will be offering prayers to Pandit Deen Dayal Upadhyay's statue inside the BJP headquarters, and then they will take him to the grand stage that has been prepared here at the BJP headquarters. Certainly it is the Bharatiya Janata Party workers who have gathered. In fact, leaders also now arriving. Sir, आपसे एक सवाल पूछना चाहते हैं. कांग्रेस पार्टी लीडर आप लोगों ने प्रेसिडेंट बना दिया है. कांग्रेस के अंदर चुनाव होते हैं तब जाके खड़गे जी को चुना गया. यहाँ पर कोई चुनाव की प्रक्रिया नहीं हुई. किस तरीके से आप इसको काउंटर करते हैं?
देखिए, कांग्रेस में तो कभी चुनाव ना दिखे हैं ना कभी होते हैं. वहाँ तो नेता पेट से पैदा होते हैं और भारतीय जनता पार्टी एक पद्धति के आधार पर नेतृत्व का निर्णय करती है. और जब निर्णय होता है, सर्वसम्मति निर्णय होता है. कल विधिवत रूप से नामांकन हुआ. सभी राज्यों ने 36 में 30 राज्यों ने माननीय नितिन जी के पक्ष में अपना नामांकन सबने कराया है, प्रस्ताव किए हैं. और आज मुझे निर्विरोध रूप से नितिन नवीन जी राष्ट्रपति बनने वाले हैं.
युवा नेता हैं, अब एक युवा प्रेसिडेंट आपको मिलने वाले. आने वाले चुनाव आपको लगता है चैलेंजिंग होंगे? केरला, असम, वेस्ट बंगाल, तमिलनाडु.
देखिए, युवा शक्ति बहुत बड़ा परिवर्तन करती है और नितिन जी के नेतृत्व में मैं विश्वासपूर्वक कह सकता हूँ, बंगाल का चुनाव हो, आने वाले जितने भी तुम्हें सब जगह जीत अर्जित करेगी.
Member of Parliament from Uttarakhand, from the Bharatiya Janata Party, and thousands also waiting outside this main gate here at the BJP headquarters, where they are waiting to come inside. But it's a
part of the BJP office, used to run the BJP office earlier, now is an MLA from Mathura in Uttar Pradesh. So one by one, all of them trickling in. But like we were mentioning earlier, now there's going to be this sharp face-off where the Congress is saying, well, we were the people who went in for proper elections. You are only trying to foist a selected president. Let's listen in to the kind of reactions we're getting in from the opposition on this day. Here's listening in to what Salman Khurshid, former law minister, had to say. He questioned whether a dynasty has been foisted upon the BJP. Remember, Nitin Nabeen's father was also an MLA of the BJP in Bihar and used to be a senior leader of the party in Bihar. It's after his passing that Nitin Nabeen, at a very young age, entered politics. And today, with his elevation to the top post in the party, questions are being asked about dynasty politics and about selection versus election. Listen.
The difference really is that our president had to fight an election to win. This president has won without any election. He's been elected unopposed. So who works closer to democracy, you can make up your mind.
You know, like Aarti Chairath was mentioning earlier, I want to take this to Tehseen Poonawalla. Is there really a comparison? The fact is that here you've got a very young person, 45 years of age, Tehseen Poonawalla, who's at the top post. And when it comes to hierarchy, at least within the BJP, it's made absolutely clear he is put on a pedestal even above the Prime Minister. Technically, within the party, he is the big boss, as opposed to the Congress party, where yes, an election was held, but time and again, you've had Mallikarjun Kharge saying, High Command is going to take the decision. So he makes it very explicit that while he may be the president, the High Command lies somewhere else. Tehseen.
Padmaja, thank you so much for having me on the show. Let me break this down in 3 simple parts. The Congress had a verifiable election, which you covered. Each of those delegates verified vote. A lot of media said that Dr. Tharoor was not the favorite of the Gandhis, and that may have been true. Yet Dr. Tharoor contested. He may have lost, and there were 1,200 votes that he got, where people went even against so-called High Command and voted for Dr. Tharoor. That is democracy 101. Number 2, the High Command in the Congress consists of Mrs. Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi, K.C. Venugopal and Kharge ji. That's the term used for the High Command. Just like Nitin Nabin ji, any decision that he will take, he will consider the most honorable Prime Minister and most honorable Home Minister of India. Third thing, even within the Congress rank and file, the president is the highest. We've seen those protocols even being accorded by Rahul Gandhi ji. Yes, Rahul Gandhi ji is the tallest leader in the Congress, just like Prime Minister Modi is the tallest leader in the BJP. No if, no but out there. And for the fourth part about it, I knew that the president of the BJP would be somebody from the forward caste. The BJP's had only one president from the backward caste. And second part about it is, Nitin Nabin ji also comes from a dynasty family, unlike Kharge ji, who's a self-made man.
I'm sorry, what was that point about the forward caste? Because you just named 4 people in the high command and 3 of them are forward caste as well.
That's true. That is true. But the Congress has had several precedents from the backward caste. The BJP and the RSS would not have, from the allegedly backward caste. I don't like to use the word backward caste. I don't like that word. So from the allegedly backward caste, or the caste that were
Really?
they always have somebody from the
I have read until the 70s, Congress literally was known as the party of the forward caste, and that was the whole reason that you had the rise of the Janata
And I think
Party.
the Congress should go back to, and I think the Congress should go back and not be an anti-Brahmin party, which the perception is. We both agree on that. I am saying that the Congress is a more inclusive party, and it should not lose that inclusivity, including some of the attacks on Brahmins. I'm very clear about that.
Okay, Aarti Jairat, more inclusive party, the Congress, versus a more dynastic and a more top-down approach in the BJP, as is borne out by these president elections as well.
You know, I really don't know why the Congress is making an issue of this. I mean, this time they may have had, an eyewash of an election to elect Kharge. But before Kharge, there was Rahul Gandhi. He was the president of the Congress party. Dynast belonging to the family. And, before Rahul Gandhi, there was Sonia Gandhi, who also, belongs to the first family of the Congress party. She was a Congress president for how many years? 20 years or something like that. And, before that, there was Rajiv Gandhi. And before Rajiv Gandhi, there were Indira Gandhi's, had selected people as presidents. So, just because they have this one eyewash of an election for Kharge, does not mean that there is democracy in the Congress party. So, I really don't know why the Congress is making this into an issue. The fact is, Padmaja, actually, and it's not just the Congress or the BJP, across the board, political parties do not have internal democracy. As I said before, they're either family-run parties, or in this case, particularly because of, the top leader of the party is the prime minister, he will choose somebody who works in sync with him, because he cannot afford tension between the government and the party. So,
absolutely. Before Tehseen Poonawalla wants to respond to that, I want to quickly play out a BJP reaction, because you have former Minister and Member of Parliament from Himachal Pradesh, Anurag Thakur, reacting to Congress's criticism. BJP MP has made a dynasty jibe at the Congress, saying our party rewards merit. Here is somebody who has worked in the Sangathan. Here is somebody who's worked his way up from the grassroots, even if he has the background, a political background where his father was an MLA of the BJP. Let's listen in to Anurag Thakur.
माननीय नितिन नवीन जी को भारतीय जनता पार्टी के राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष बनने पर बहुत बहुत बधाई, शुभकामनाएं। सर्वसम्मति से उनको राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष चुना गया है। और बड़ी बात तो ये है, मात्र 45 साल की उम्र, 5 बार के विधायक, केंद्रीय मंत्री, युवा मोर्चा के राष्ट्रीय महामंत्री, कई राज्यों के प्रभारी रहे। उन्होंने अपने राजनीतिक करियर में बहुत सारी उपलब्धियां दर्ज की हैं। लेकिन सबसे बड़ी बात यह है कि भाजपा ने, जो मोदी जी ने कहा कि 1 लाख युवा राजनीति में आगे आए, उनको प्रेरणा देने के लिए, जेन-ज़ी को प्रेरणा देने के लिए मात्र 45 साल के युवा नितिन नवीन जी को राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष बनाया है, कड़ा संदेश दिया है। और उन परिवारवादी पार्टियों को तो दिया ही है जो परिवार के लोगों को बल देते थे, उनको पद देते थे, नाम वालों को काम देते थे। लेकिन भाजपा है, यहाँ तो काम वाले को जिम्मेदारी दी जाती है। तो दूसरे दल नाम वालों को, भाजपा काम वालों को बल देती है।
All right, Tehseen Poonawalla, quickly respond to what Aarti Jairat said. Then let me also introduce political analyst Ratan Sharda joining us now. I'm coming to you in just a second, sir. First, Tehseen Poonawalla.
The truth lies always somewhere in between. So first, Aarti Jairat ji's question, why is this debate happening? Why is the Congress having this debate? Imagine the Congress didn't do it, Padmaja wouldn't have had the show. It would be so bland. We have to do it, and we have to have politics and democracy, and argument is good, Aarti. On a winter morning, we are arguing in front of Padmaja. So on a lighter note. But I agree with Aarti. Nepotism, Incompetence is a hallmark of Indian politics. Everybody, all regional parties are nepotistic parties. You have nepo kids running these parties, some of them who don't have any qualifications. Nepotism is even growing in the BJP as much as it would like to reject it. Just look at the candidates, and the 90% of the candidates of the BJP in the corporation level in Mumbai, Pune, they were all nepo kids, they were all nepo families.
Yes.
It is a growing disease that India has to fight. It's a disease that will take India down, and I do agree with that part of it.
You know, make whoever you want the president, as long as ultimately the goal of winning elections, of keeping the party together, that is borne out. And was that the thinking, Vasudha? Let me bring you back into the conversation, where essentially, and you know, I think it was Akhilesh Yadav who spoke after the results in Maharashtra, where he said, look, the BJP now works in an extremely professional fashion. It's almost working like an MNC. Where does Nitin Nabin fit into that frame of working? Vasudha, can you hear me?
Record karke. Yes,
right, you know, usually what happens is that there's
enthusiasm here, and let me show you. These are the visuals of Karyakarta. And amongst the Karyakarta, there's also Ramchandra Rao, the Telangana BJP president. Sir, how are you, and how happy are you with the new appointment? It's a young president. Would you have expected somebody else? What is your expectation?
No, we expect the party to select. We selected because the Gen Z will definitely will be inspired by it. We have now younger generation taking over the party. And I think it's a very good move by the party, and all the people have elected him as the unanimous president of the party.
Would you have preferred if somebody from the south of India would... It looks you lost the opportunity. What is the expectation for 2028?
No, we have no such feeling in south or north or east or west. We think that India is one, and anyone is Indian for us, and anyone is a Bharatiya Janata Party worker for us. And definitely party's choice is a very good choice, and definitely he will lead the party like Nadda ji, like Amit Shah ji, like Rajnath Singh, like that.
So Padmaja, you know, there's a very interesting kahavat in the BJP. They say, "Suchna ke baad sochna nahi hota hai." So everybody is on the same page. There's a lot of discipline, even amongst cadre, when it comes to Nitin Nabin's appointment, because there's also a sense that there was a lot of thought that was put into this. This is a party that has seen presidents like Atal, even Jana Krishnamurthy for a little bit, and also, then the whole list of Venkaiah Naidu and several others, and then of course Amit Shah, who also changed the course of the party's thinking in many ways, but consistently it has remained focused on Hindutva and welfare and development, and that seems to be the unifying theme. Today I spoke to a lot of Karyakartas, and there seems to be a sense of new energy, and when I did speak to Nitin Nabin a few days ago, he did meet the beat correspondents. He said that the party today has become Sarva Vyapi and Sarva Sparshi. It's touching everybody's lives. It is also omnipresent, and my responsibility, that is his responsibility, would just be to ensure that the organization remains consolidated and strong enough in the future. So the Prime Minister is expected in a few minutes from now, and you can see the visuals there. The first rows are all occupied by the Chief Ministers and the Deputy Chief Ministers. You see Keshav Prasad Maurya. You also see Pankaj Chaudhary, who's the newly made president of UP. And of course, here is where the Karyakartas are sitting, and we are all the Prime Minister.